Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are joining me from. I'm so excited to be here today. This has been a hot topic. What type of equipment do I use? I get questions about that all the time. And so I decided it would be the perfect solo live. As I mentioned, I started doing solo lives. The end of last year with the idea of just sharing bits and pieces of information based on questions that I get all the time. So I'm just checking to make sure that I am out there live on LinkedIn so that I can see any questions that you might have. I know a few people mentioned that they were eager and interested to learn about this equipment. So let me just check and make sure that we are in fact live. So I will be able to see, and it looks like we are. So, um, okay, so there I am talking in the background, so I can see that I'm live. Now, I can see the comments here. So if you're commenting, I will see you and I will try to answer your questions. So today I have a few slides and I'm just going to actually demonstrate and show you the equipment. The reason that I want to show some of it on slides is because I want you to be able to get a good look at it. Uh, and so let me just share my screen here. On. Okay. Window. Okay, here we go. So, okay, thank you, Carlos. I'm glad to see you here. So, this is my favorite slide that I start pretty much all my presentations with. It's always because so many of my presentations are about demystifying whatever it is that I'm talking about. So here I am jumping ahead. So I'm going to talk to you about 5 different things today. Tripods and car mounts, phone mounts, I should say. Also, some lavaliers, wireless lavaliers to use for your video recording. And I'm talking about primarily recording on your phone. I'm going to share a light that I use, and I'm going to also talk to you about some desktop mics, what I use. Most of the products that I do use are either by Logitech, which has some pretty inexpensive tools, equipment, and also Elgato, which is a little bit more pricey, but they have some really cool things here. So the tripods that I'm going to show you now are the small rig, which is one of my favorites, new favorites. The Absakar suction cup phone mount. I've done some videos before about that, showing you how I use that in my car to record. So I am driving with my hands on the wheel, but this is a mount that you can put in a variety of different places. I'm also going to show you the small rig and this car suction cup mount are my 2 new favorite tripods. I also have a gimbal stabilizer, which I'll show you and talk to you about a little bit. And I always like to throw in the silicone sticky phone mount. I will tell you that I probably have um, at least 10 different tripods, and they all kind of serve a different purpose. So so coming back to the screen with me, first I want to just show you the small rig. Now this is something, and I will tell you also that most of the things that I find that I use, I learn about them from other creators. So this is the small rig. This is how tiny it is, and it folds up, and that's exactly what it's called, small rig. And it opens up like this. Okay, so you can put your phone in there, and then you click on the bottom, and this, okay, it's a little tricky sometimes. All right. Of course, live is going to give me a hard time. All right, come on, open up. All right. So you can open up the bottom like this, and it sits on your desktop. It also extends, so you can use it. It extends to about 5 feet. And then you just take and stick your phone in here, just put it in, go either way, the phone. Okay. So this, and it also, I have to tell you, it has its own little remote. So, which is very handy. And this travels with it. You just Bluetooth it to your camera so that you can take pictures on the fly. So this is sort of a combination tripod, and you can also extend it out and use it as a selfie stick. So I love this because it's so compact that you can just throw it into a bag, a briefcase. If you're traveling, it's really packable. So I love this. My second new favorite one, and I will share, I have a link tree with, I mean, they're my favorite products that I purchase on Amazon, and you can certainly buy any or all of these. Now, I just want to show you, this is a suction cup. This is my new favorite toy. So it actually suctions onto something. So if you push it, makes this kind of weird little noise here. Okay. And it sticks right on there. So you can put this on a wall. You can put this on a window. Oh, sorry, this phone is not magnetic, but you can stick your phone on the back, and it really does stay. And when you want to remove it, you just hit the little thing. You can hear it make the noise. Okay, and it unsuctions. You do have to make sure that you are not pulling it off. You have to hit the little thing and make sure that it comes off with the suction. So there is that. And this I love because you can stick it on a window. You can stick it on any. It has to be a flat surface, but it really is a very handy dandy tool. And I'll also mention. Oh, and there it is sticking to my desk. So okay, let me take that off. All right. I will mention I'm also using my different camera, my overhead, because I want to be able to show you things and not have it get in my way. All right, so this is the suction car mount, which I mentioned to you. It's, all of these things that I'm showing you are like around $30. So they're relatively inexpensive. This is a gimbal. Now, I purchased this, and what this is a stabilizer. So when you turn it on, if you're walking, it will not be flopping around. So it's really something, if you want to do something where you're walking along and you're talking, this gimbal is very, very handy. So, and I will tell you that most of the equipment that I use, and this also has its own little remote, most of the equipment that I have is relatively inexpensive, but like the gimbal is more. So my strategy is always to buy inexpensive, and then when Amazon Prime comes up, Prime Day, I have my list waiting, and I am on to purchasing all the products that I really, really want. So my recommendation, if you're going to get one thing, get this small rig because it is so very, very handy. And again, it goes pretty much anywhere with you. Okay, so let's go back to the slide here. So the next thing, and here they are, this is the small rig and this is the suction cup, is the lights. Now, when it comes to lighting, there's all different types of lighting that you can use. A lot of people have ring lights, but they don't always attach anywhere. So the one that I use is this Logitech for creators. That's my primary light. Let me just show that to you. Okay. So the Logitech is very handy. You can just clip it right onto your phone. So it makes it, if you're recording video, natural light is always the best, which is why like a suction cup mount can be great because you can put it on a window and just stand there and talk, in front of the window. But if you want to use this, it's very handy. It's another inexpensive. This is also a Logitech, and okay, it's not gonna come on for me. But you can set it to, it's an LED, it's rechargeable. You just plug it in and charge it up. And you can have white light, the mix of white and yellow, or yellow light. And again, inexpensive. And I like to put it sort of off to the side, on the side of my phone. Or if you're using a tripod, you can stick it on a tripod. Or even I was doing some photos of me the other day, some personal branding photos, and I had my camera on the small rig, and then I had this on another tripod just attached on the side to give me that side lighting. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk to you about is lavaliers. Now, there are really expensive lavaliers like this little job here. It's two lavaliers. It comes in a set, and this is by a company called Bellatri, um, and they work pretty well. They really work pretty well. They are a little clunky, and I will give you a look at them. So they do sort of take up a lot of space, and I'll show you one of them. But they come in sets, and they're really inexpensive, and it really can give you better sound on your videos. Because once you have the phone and it's at a distance, it's really hard for it to pick up the sound. I find, even with sometimes if I'm doing a live stream, I've had my platform like Restream or StreamYard revert to the camera mic, and then the sound is illegible. So it really is worth it to invest. This is really inexpensive. This is the Hollyland, which is kind of more, really. It's an investment, but I'm going to show you both of them. So this is the inexpensive lavalier, as you can see, and it clips on, but it's it works. It works just fine. But if you want to step things up, and this is something that I wanted for a while, and again, I've seen these products. I see other creators using them. So this is the Hollyland that I showed you, and it's a little tiny mic, and it's a magnet. Now it has the Hollyland, logo on it, but it also comes with some stickies so you can stick something on it. So if I'm recording with this, I can just take it and just stick it on my clothing like that. And it connects, obviously, Bluetooth. All of these come with things that stick into your phone, and then it has the Bluetooth. So this is something, again, I bought this on Prime Day. These are more than $100, but if you're doing video all the time, you might want to invest in this because it really is, whoop, because it really is, much more, this can be rather unsightly if you start having to clip it to something. This is just really, it kind of stays out of sight. So I can see questions. If you have any questions, please do put them in the comments because I will be able to see them. Okay, so those are the so I'm running right through this stuff, and whenever I'm done, I'm going to be done. So let's just keep going here. Okay, So now we are down to the desktop mics. Now, there are two types of mics. Let's see. One of them, one, and I forget the names of them. I'm sorry, I don't have them with me right now. There are sort of plug and play mics that you can purchase. And let me just give you a peek at the two that I have. These are both by Logitech, and they're different, very different price point. So these are both microphones that are sort of plug and play. Um, so these are sort of condenser microphones, I believe. Anyway, these by Logitech will plug right into your computer and work for you. There are other types of mics that are you need to have a mixing board or something to work with them. I actually last year, the beginning of last year, I decided that I was going to get a roadcaster, and I wanted to be able to mix my sound and use that and have something that was maybe a little bit more professional sounding. But in order to use the roadcaster, I would have to buy all new microphones because the ones that I have didn't work that way. Now, I will tell you, the Blue Snowball, I don't have it here in front of me. That was something that I purchased when I first started podcasting, and it has a nice sound to it. Has a really pretty nice sound. And then and my husband is using it now, which is why I don't have it on my desk here. But the better mic is this, my Blue Yeti, and this is another one of those items that I waited. And when Amazon Prime Day came up, I jumped at the chance and I purchased the Blue Yeti. So, you can, if you want to record on your phone, which is really the great cameras. I just got the new iPhone 16, and it really is quite incredible when it comes to the camera. But you know, start inexpensively. If you want to have better sound, pick up a set of these inexpensive lavaliers. Truly, you can find them for around 30 bucks, and they work pretty well. They really work pretty well. It's just that, they can get to look a little clunky. And if once you're ready and you're recording all the time and you feel like you want to, go, then you can go for the Hollyland, the Hollyland Lark. Um, One thing I will say, once I got the iPhone 16, I had to get adapters for everything. And I found that not only do you have to have adapters, but you have to have different types of adapters. So there's one adapter for microphones, there's another adapter for headphones, there's another adapter for CarPlay. They're all different. And again, if you want to invest in a tripod, the small rig is really fabulous. Again, this tiny opens up, has its own little remote, which can come in so handy if you want to take photos of yourself someplace. And then I would also recommend the suction mount, and these are both of them are under $30, I believe. They're certainly not more than $40. The prices keep changing, so I didn't look them all up today because they go up a little bit, they go down a little bit, and depending on, I think that's how they attract more people. For a webcam, I can just say that I use a Logitech I think it's C90, an HD. I'm about to upgrade to one that's a little bit, that's a 4K webcam. Again, Logitech, a nice webcam is about 60 bucks, 70 bucks. So, you can look and find, but I find personally, having, you can find good products at really pretty good products at every price point. So if you are interested, you can scan this QR code and go to my link tree. I have all of these products on there. One thing, if you want to invest in something that's really inexpensive, for some reason I couldn't find mine today, you can invest in a little silicone sticky, which is sticky on both sides. And you can stick one side to your phone and one side to a flat surface like a mirror. Or if you're in the mall and you want to take picture of you from a distance, you can put it up on a store window, and those are less than $15 and they come in all different colors. So that's really what I have for you today. I can see from my camera here, from my platform, that there are a couple people watching. So if you do have any questions, uh, please let me know. I can see them, in on LinkedIn and on Instagram. So if you have anything, again, let me know. Otherwise, I will wind this down. I hope if you're watching this live or on the replay that you have found this valuable. Again, equipment does not have to cost a lot of money. Okay, so a question. If I need to record videos from a distance away from the camera, would you recommend an 18-inch ring light or two of the Logitech lights? I don't think you would need two of the Logitech lights. They are pretty bright. Let me see if I can show you the brightness of them. And I will tell you that the labs are pretty distant, go pretty distance too. Okay. I'm sorry, this is not. Okay, let's see. Okay. So let me stop screen sharing and show you the Logitech. Okay. So here's a little Logitech. As you can see, it's really bright. It's really bright. And so you can change it to different. This is the yellow and white. This is just the white. Okay. And you can actually have them dimmer, brighter. You can play around with it. So it really does give off a lot, you know, and it's all the angle, where you put it. So I hope that that answers your question. It's really hard to judge from a distance without being there. I'm still experimenting, but I do most of my video recording either in natural light outside or, in my home. If I can, we have a sunroom and I'll record out there because I have the natural light. So I try to avoid um, the other lights. I do have some desktop lights too. So again, I hope that was helpful, Carlos. Okay. All right. Well, one more last call for questions. These pop-ups with me solo are intended to be about 30 minutes. We're right past that 20-minute, 25-minute mark. So any other questions? Okay. Going once, going twice. Thanks for being here, Carlos. It's nice to see you. Okay. Well, thanks so much to those who are watching. Again, I can see that there's people watching, but I can't see who you are unless you comment. So thanks so much for being here. I am going to sign off. I will say, please do join me on February 27th, where I'm doing another solo live. I just released a podcast this morning on Content Marketing School, and it's 5 strategies to get more comfortable on camera. And I am going to be doing a live show where I'm going to be sharing the types of things that I talk about on the podcast, but you will be able to ask me questions about it. And I'm really I'm excited about that because the 2 things I get asked about most are equipment and tools and getting comfortable on camera. So again, thanks so much for being here with me. Thanks a lot and have a great rest of your day. I will be saying goodbye now. Okay, here we go.